And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you find yourself. You are welcome once again to another episode of A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. And we are grateful and happy for you to be here. When you get on here, please share to be a blessing to others for us. Share to be a blessing for us. Share to be a blessing for us as we do same on here. Share to be a blessing for us. Share to be a blessing for us. How have you been? How has your week been? How is everything? We thank God for such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. He has been good, right? It's another blissful day. It's another beautiful day. And we are excited to have you here. If you're joining us here, please share to be a blessing for us as we do same. Hi, Richmond. How are you doing, son? Share to be a blessing for us as we do same on here. We'll start in few. How has your week been? How have you all been? How is everything? How have you been? It's a beautiful, chilly morning here in North Carolina. Um, and we thank God for how far He has brought us. We thank God for what He's done for us. We thank Him for His mercies. We thank Him for His grace and love that He keeps showing on us. We can't thank Him enough. We are grateful to be alive. It is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday again, and I welcome you officially to A Dose of Encouragement. Today, let's talk about a topic that is not too out there, a topic that people don't pay attention to, a topic that people end shunning away from, right? Let's talk about that a little bit here. Being a silent observer. Being a silent observer. What is a silent observer? Who is a silent observer? How do you silently observe? What are the benefits you get from being a silent observer, right? What do you get from not saying anything? What do you get from observing from afar? What do you get from saying to yourself, I'm not going to say anything. Yes, they doing that. Yes, they saying that, but I'm still not going to say anything. What do you get out of that, right? So that is what we're going to talk about today, right? And most people shy away from this topic in general. People shy away from it. People don't want to talk about it, right? People refuse to pay attention to that, right? People end up saying, oh, I am going to say something regardless. I am going to say something. I don't care whatever. I don't care however. I am going to say something. I am going to respond to that fellow. I am going to respond to we go ahead. People even go as far as saying, I'm going to respond to that bullshit or that stupid thing that that person is talking about, right? So being a silent observer, being a silent observer, being a silent observer, being that person that don't say anything, observe from afar and make your moves. Don't say anything, observe from afar and take nuggets, right? Don't say anything, observe from afar and learn to better yourself, learn to protect yourself, learn to do things the right way, if I can use that word, right? So that person who says that, yes, I am hearing, yes, I can hear you loud and clear, this and that you're saying, or this is what you're doing, but I'm still going to be silent about it, right? And you have the other person that says, I'm working on this. I'm not going to say anything. I am going to let whatever I'm doing marinate. I am going to let whatever I'm doing activate. I am going to let whatever I'm doing succeed first in order to tell somebody, in order to let people in order to allow somebody to know whatever I'm doing, right? So we have those people too, right? But most importantly, we dwell on, excuse me, we dwell on you being a silent observer, you becoming that person with the most powerful tool that you can have in the room, right? Becoming that person who is in every shape, way, or form, right? The one above, literally, right? The one who holds all the cards. Why am I saying this? You hold all the cards because number one, you are not following everything, every little thing that anybody is saying. That brings me to a question. Does everything need an answer? Does every statement need an answer? Does everything that somebody does to you, do they need an answer? No, they don't. Be a silent observer, right? Be a silent observer who holds the cards. Be a silent observer who holds the power. Be a silent observer. Be one who holds all the answers in hand, right? That is what you have to do. That is who you have to be. That is what you have to strive to be. I wrote here, I said, become the person who has all the power, who has all the cards in hand, right? In that position, you can learn. In that position, you can decide. In that position, you can alter things. In that position, you'll be able to know what your next move is going to be, right? I said, observe in silence and work on yourself. Observe in silence and work on that thing that people are talking about. Observe in silence and have that power, right? I said, hear what is unfolding. Listen to what is unfolding. Make decisions from there. Listen to what is unfolding. Listen to what people are saying. Look at what people are doing and take decision from there, right? That is you being a silent observer, right? That is you being somebody who is not only in charge, but wise enough. Somebody who is not only in charge, but brave enough to say that I am not going to say anything. That is who you become, a silent observer, right? That is who you become when you choose not to respond to anything that comes your way. When you choose not to respond to anything that anybody says. When you choose to be that person who observes from afar, who observe, even if you are within, you still want to observe, right? I said, hear what is unfolding and listen. Don't ever make a mistake that somebody's silence is their ignorance. Don't ever make a mistake that as much as the person is not responding, as much as the person is not saying anything, as much as the person is quiet, they are weak. They are wiser than you think. They are wiser than you. Right? We learn to pick up things as we grow. We learn to pick up things as the day goes by. We learn to pick up things as we direct ourselves or as we go through the day, right? So don't ever take somebody's silence as their mistake, as their ignorance, or as their weakness, or as though they don't know what they're doing, as though, oh, they don't have any idea of whatever is going on. Don't ever make that mistake, right? I said, don't take someone's calmness for their acceptance. The fact that he's standing there listening to you, the fact that he's standing there not saying anything, the fact that he sees everything you're doing, he hears everything you're saying, he knows your move, and not saying anything doesn't mean they are weak. Doesn't mean that they don't know what is going on when they are not around. It doesn't mean that. It means they are wise enough. It means they are basically ahead of you in the game. All they doing is watching. All they doing is learning. All they doing is picking nugget that will benefit them at the end of the day. Picking nugget that they can use at the end of the day. So being a silent observer has so much potential, right? Has so much that you can ever think of. 1 second. So don't ever take somebody's silence as their weakness, right? You will be in for a shock of yourself. 1 sec. Right? You'll be in for a surprise. I said, don't take someone's calmness as acceptance. Don't take somebody's kindness as their weakness, right? Remember, you learn a lot when you are silent, right? You learn a whole lot when you are silent. You learn so much when you are silent. You pick up so much nugget when you are silent, when you don't respond to anything that comes your way, when you don't respond to what people are saying, when you don't respond. The point is, you should be too busy enough not to have time for everybody or anything that somebody says. Can I say that again? You should be too busy learning to upgrade yourself, learning to find new things, learning to find new gigs, other than sitting there and listening to or sitting there and responding to what somebody is saying. If you want to have the most power in that room, if you want to be the one in charge, be a silent observer, right? I said, remember, you learn a lot when you are silent. Don't ever think that when someone is silent, they are weak. Don't ever think that when someone is silent, they don't know what they are doing. Don't ever think that when somebody is silent, you are taking the lead, or they don't know what is going on around them. They do. They choose to be wise. They choose to have the upper hand. They choose not to follow anything and everything that you say. So if you think you on top, go ahead. If you think you're the one winning, go ahead. If you think that, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing, he has no idea. People go to the extent of saying, oh, that person is so stupid. He doesn't know exactly what I'm doing. You think so until they start to manifest, or until they start to talk about what you've been doing, how you've been doing it, where you've been doing it, how exactly you are structuring everything that you're doing, right? I said they are silent because they want to achieve the best of what they have going on. They are silent because they want to achieve whatever they have in the pipeline for them. They are silent because they want the betterment of their situation, right? I said be an observer and try to understand people before you allow them to understand you, right? If you allow somebody to understand you, that is where you follow up. You talk about everything and anything that they do, right? If you want people to understand you without you understand, that's where they basically know your moves. They basically know where you're going. They basically know what you're up to, right? But be an observer and try to understand people. Try to understand where they're coming from. Try to understand where they wish to go. Try to understand what actually they want to achieve before they learn to understand you, right? Be calm, but dangerous in a way that when you open your mouth, you have your substance or know your stuff. Be dangerous enough, not being dangerous as in you are going to harm somebody or anything. No. But be dangerous enough that when you open your mouth, when the time is right for you to open your mouth, they can say, oh, shoot, I didn't know he was watching. I didn't know he was listening. I didn't know he was doing this. I didn't know he was doing that. So be dangerous enough, right? Be dangerous enough. Be in that position that you're the only one who has that power, right? Be the only person who has that power. Be the only person who has that tool. Don't let anybody undermine you. 1 second as we share on here. Bear with me. Right? So be that person. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Right? Know what you're talking about. Know what you're doing. Know how you want to move. Know where you want to go from here. Right? But be an observer. Be a silent observer. I said, be able to also keep your cool, even when you know what they are saying about you. Be able to keep your cool, even when you want to talk so bad. Be able to keep your cool when you know that you have to really answer that person. Know when to keep your cool. Be a silent observer, because you hold that power, you hold that authority, you hold that chance of making people see you for who you are. But before they do that, see them for who they are. Try to understand them first, right? Being a silent observer comes with its perks, comes with downside, comes with its hindrances or obstacles, right? But be able to sit up and say that I can hear you, I can see you, I know exactly what is going on here, but I choose to be silent. I choose not to say anything yet. It's not that you're never going to respond to them. It's not that you're never going to say anything to them. But I am going to hold on and observe a little longer. Right? I'm going to hold on and not say anything for now. I'm going to see how things pan out. I'm going to see how things go. I'm going to see how things are working out. Right? A silent observer knows when to move. A silent observer knows how to act. A silent observer knows exactly when to take action. Right? So even when you know what they're talking about, even when you know what they're saying about you, even when sometimes you have to go to the extent that even when they're insulting you, you're quiet, because you know exactly what you're looking for. Right? I said, never take someone who says nothing but only observe for a fool. You think that he's not saying anything, so he's a fool. You think that she's not saying anything, so she's a fool. You think that she's not saying anything because she hasn't seen what you're doing. No, she has. He does. He chooses not to say anything yet. He chooses not to say anything yet. And you think that you say, oh, he's so foolish. He doesn't even realize what's going on here. Oh, you think so? That's what you think. Keep fooling yourself then. So never ever take someone who doesn't say anything and only observe as a fool. All right? Being silent doesn't make you shy. It just make you wise. Being silent just make you wise. It doesn't make you a fool. It doesn't make you a foolish person. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you dumb. It only makes you wise. because you observe, you learn, and you take note, right? So I said sometimes you just have to act like you have not seen what is going on around you. Sometimes you just have to act like you haven't heard what they are saying. Sometimes you just have to act like you haven't seen what is going on. Yes, they're stealing from you. Act like you haven't seen. Yes, they're stabbing you in the back. Act like you haven't seen. Because when you do that, the next time they end up hanging themselves, right? They end up hanging themselves. They end up, how do I put it? Bringing themselves up or telling on themselves, right? So you observe. Don't act like you've seen anything. Don't act like you know what is going on. Let them do their own thing. Let them continue to assume that they don't know, you don't know what is going on. Let them continue to assume that you have no idea what exactly they're doing. Let them continue to do that. Right? Let them continue to do that. Because you are wise enough to learn exactly what they're doing. I said, pick your point and keep moving. Pick up what you want to pick up from what they are doing and keep moving. Because as I said, they will eventually hang themselves. They will eventually bring up the idea or bring up the situation where you would know exactly what they are doing, because they will end up being the one saying what they did without you saying anything. And sometimes your silence make them scared. Your silence make them afraid. Your silence make them itch in their seat. Because guess what? They thinking, what are you thinking? What exactly is she thinking about that? She's not saying anything. Upon all these things that I'm doing, she's not saying anything. She keeps smiling at me and then keep doing her own thing. Upon all these things that I'm saying behind his back, he's not saying anything. Upon all this stabbing that I'm doing to him, he's not saying anything. Keep them guessing. Keep them running mad. Keep them going, right? Keep them doing that over and over, because you end up driving them mad. You are the wise one here because you chose to be silent. You are the wise one here because you chose to just observe. You are the wise one here because you chose not to allow what they're saying break you. You chose not to allow what they're saying prevent you from moving forward. You chose not to allow their, how do I put it? Their deeds stop you from moving forward. So pick what you have to pick from here and move on. I said maybe all they are waiting for is for you to say something to get access to you. Sometimes that is all they're waiting for. Maybe that is all they want to hear from you. Maybe they are waiting in such a way that the moment you say something, they get access to you. The moment you say something, they use that against you. The moment you say something, they use that to trap you. Maybe that is all they're waiting for. Maybe that is all they're waiting for. Don't give them access to you by responding to what they are doing. Don't give them access to you by saying or by allowing what they're doing to push you to respond. Don't give them access to you. Don't give them access to you. They are waiting for you to say something to get access to you, to get access to information, to get access to things that they can actually use against you. Maybe all this while what they've been doing is that they're just fishing for information, fishing for ideas, fishing for what needs to be, fishing for what is not there, right? So by you responding to them, you're giving them access to you. Don't respond to them for them to get access to you, for them to get access to information, for them to get access to your inner peace, your inner circle. Don't respond to them. Be a silent observer. Be a silent observer. I said, never assume that loud is strong and quiet is weak. Never assume that if somebody comes and they are saying this, they are too loud, they're responding to anything and everything that everybody is saying, that they are strong. Sometimes those people are the weakest among them all. They do all that, but yet they are weak. Meanwhile, somebody else is quiet. Somebody else is a silent observer. Somebody else is like, you know what? Not everything is worth my time. Not every comment is worth a response. Let me keep doing my own thing and keep moving. And you think that person is weak. You think that person doesn't have, people say, you don't have the balls to respond to them. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming and thinking that, oh, because that person did not respond to you, he is weak. Keep dreaming and think that because that person did not say anything to you, he has no balls. Keep dreaming. Never assume that strong is loud and weak is calm or quiet. I said, learn more about observing. Sit back and watch. Learn more about why that person is doing what they are doing. Learn more about why they are taking their time to cause commotion. Learn more about why they are taking their time to prevent you from doing what you need to do or to distract what you actually have going on. Right? Sometimes it is a good thing to just sit back, enjoy, and listen. Sometimes it is a good thing to just sit back and say, you know what? Go ahead and say what you got to say. Go ahead and do what you're doing. Go ahead and think that you're better than me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to gain from here. I know exactly what I am looking for. Right? What are even the benefit of you being a silent observer? Right? Maybe you sitting there asking, what exactly will I get from being a silent observer? I see you on here, my brother, Kwame Testimony. You know, sometimes you just have to enjoy what they are saying, enjoy how they're doing things, enjoy how they're making fool out of themselves. Right? So it gives you an opportunity to watch things unfold as it reveals information. You being a silent observer, you get to enjoy, you get to have the opportunity to look on the inside from outside, to see how things unfold, to see how people make fool out of themselves, to see how you get information from there. So it gives you an opportunity to watch things unfold as it reveals information. It gives you insight, or it provides insight. It takes you inside to that person's head. It takes you inside to that person's brain. It takes you inside to that person's inner circle for you to know exactly what they're thinking, for you to know exactly what they are doing, for you to know exactly how or what they've been doing all this while, right? Be a silent observer. Be a silent observer. Be that person that say that I can hear you. I understand you, but I am not going to utter a word. right? Be that person. And don't let what they are doing. Sometimes, listen, sometimes they might say the worst, right? Sometimes they might say the worst. They might say hurtful things, right? They might go the extreme of insulting you. They might go the extreme of saying bad stuff about you. They might go the extreme of saying hurtful things. But you have to be able to differentiate when you have to talk and when you don't, when you have to respond and when you don't, when you have to step up and say, hey, you know what? You've been doing this for a long time. You've been saying this for a very long time, right? I think it is time for me to respond to you. I think it is time for me to say something to you. I think it is time for me to shut this whole thing down once and for all. But also remember that being a silent observer gives you an advantage into the situation. Being a silent observer gives you insight of whatever is going on. Being a silent observer gives you the knowledge to know a person from outside. Know them from outside. Know them from afar. Know them by looking inward. They think you don't have the balls. They think you don't have the power. They think you don't have the ability to respond to them. Allow them to think that way. Allow them to think that they have the upper hand, right? So it provides insight. It helps clarify confusion. It helps you get an understanding of why that person is doing what they are doing. It helps you get an understanding of why there is so much commotion around this particular issue, around this particular person, around this thing that is going on, right? It helps you get clarity. It helps you make sense of whatever is going on. Why is it that everything that I am doing right, yet this person wants this person is doing this person is doing that? That is where you become a silent observer, right? Why is that person doing this? Why is that person doing that? A silent observer knows when to move. A silent observer knows when to shut up. A silent observer knows when to pick up and say enough is enough, right? So it helps clarify confusion. I said sometimes help help shift perception on things. Maybe your perception is this way. Maybe this is how you see things. Maybe this is how you think things should be done. You being a silent observer gives you a whole new perspective, right? A whole new insight, a whole new focus on what exactly is going on, right? A whole new focus on why that thing is happening, right? So it gives you it shifts your perception on certain things, or perception on certain things. It gives you a whole new idea, right? It helps in listening to what somebody is saying. It helps you really listen. It helps you to be a listener. Most of us, we're not listeners. I am one. We choose and pick when to listen, right? We've all been there before. We choose and pick when to listen. People will say, oh, you only listen when whatever it is that you want will benefit you. It shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be like that. Don't pick and choose when to listen. We have to be listeners all the time, right? We have to be able to listen to what the person is actually saying. We have to be able to listen to that, right? I said it helps you say what is necessary so you can learn more about your relationship and environment, right? What exactly is going on? How is this thing happening? Why is this thing happening? Right? It helps you know what exactly to say, what not to say, when to say it, when not to say it. Right? It helps you that. It helps in doing that. It helps in bringing, shifting our perspectives. It helps in giving us clarity. It helps in providing insight on certain things, certain situations, certain confusions that is going on around us, right? It promotes self-awareness. It promotes self-awareness. It gives you an insight of what exactly is going on around you. It gives you an insight of why what is happening is happening. It gives you an insight of why that person is doing what they're doing in the first place. Right? Promote self-awareness. Most of us are in situations where we don't know our surroundings. We are at places where we don't know what exactly is going on. We are at places where we think that everybody likes us, everybody wants us, everybody wants to be around us. No. Be a silent observer and become aware of what is going on around you. Be a silent observer and become aware of what that person is saying behind your back. Be a silent observer, because if you are too loud, or if you are forthcoming all the time, that doesn't mean that you are not truthful. That is far from you not being truthful, right? You are observing silently because you want to learn exactly what is going on. You want to learn exactly how that thing is going on. You want to learn why that person is doing what they are doing. You want to learn why is it that this person is doing this? Why is it that this person is saying this? Why is it that this person is doing A, B, C, and Z, right? Self-awareness. Silent observation promotes self-awareness, right? I said things to remember. Remember to listen more than you talk. Remember to listen more than you talk. She's talking, but I can hear her. He's talking, but I can hear her because I choose not to listen. That is not a silent observer. She's talking and I hear her. I understand exactly what she's saying. I know exactly what she's saying. Oh, this is the reason why she's doing what she's doing. All right, let me do this to make the situation better. Let me do this to pull away from here. Let me do that to do that. That is who you become when you observe silently. That is who you become when you are not in a hurry to answer everybody, when you are not in a hurry to answer anything, when you are not in a hurry to say certain things to defend. Sometimes you just have to let the rumors go or run. Sometimes there is no need you defending yourself. Sometimes it is good to let people say what they want to say. Sometimes it is good to allow them to spread that news, to allow them to spread whatever they think they are saying about you that is true. Sometimes we need to just shut all outside forces out. We need to learn to observe more. We need to learn to be self-aware of the people who are smiling with us but yet stabbing us in the back. You hear people saying, oh, I gave this person this, that, this, that. I told this person all this. I helped this person, but yet this is how they choose to repay me. Because you chose to always answer what they are doing, always answer what they are saying about you, always answer how they think you have to run your life, if I can use those words. Be a silent observer who holds the power, who holds the cards in hand, right? So listen more than you talk, observe without being judgmental. Observe without being that. Sometimes people will say, Amanda, that is too hard to do sometimes. When I know for a fact that this person is smearing the other person's name in the mud for no good reason, right? When I know that all that person is doing is dragging that person's name in the mud, you got to observe without being judgmental about it. You got to observe without forming a notion about that person. You got to observe without letting your own bias perception take the best of you, right? So we got to observe without being judgmental about it. Let's see. We got to observe without being judgmental about it, right? We got to observe without being like outright of the bag, accusing people also. You cannot go pointing fingers. You cannot go into that situation already accusing people of whatever is going on. You cannot do that. So these are some things that you need to remember. You cannot be judgmental about it. You cannot go forth accusing people left, right, center without having your facts straight, without you being a silent observer first. Right? I said helps in information processing. You observe, you process whatever is going on, why whatever is going on, how exactly that thing is going on. Right? I heard you, I said, when used wisely or when done correctly, it is the strongest tool that bring many advantages by improving communication, increasing listening, and observing ability, foster self-awareness and mindfulness. Can I repeat that? When you observe silently enough, it comes with so many advantages. It improves communication. It increases your listening ability. It helps you observe and improves your observing ability too. Right? It fosters self-awareness. It lets you know where exactly you are in that company. It lets you know where exactly you are in that business. It lets you know where exactly you are in that friendship. It lets you know where exactly you are in that connection that you just formed. You hear people saying, oh, I put in everything. I invested everything into this. I invested all I have because I knew that this was going to work, because I wanted this to work so bad. But look at how this person repaid me. You didn't observe enough. You didn't observe enough. You took exactly what they showed you in that moment, in that speck of time, right? And you ran with it. Sometimes you need to do your findings by being a silent observer. Do your findings by observing from afar. Do your findings by seeing how things unfold, by knowing who people really say they are when you are not around, when you are not looking, when they thought that you've gone, when they thought that you've shut the door, when they thought that, oh, she's not even here. You need to always learn from within. You need to always learn from observing. You need to always learn from letting them know that it is not everything that you respond to. That it is the fact that you are not responding to doesn't also mean that you don't know what is going on. Allow them to make a fool of themselves. I said here, I think last week or the week prior, I said, if a person goes ahead and smear your name in the mud, they might be thinking that they're doing you harm. They might be thinking that, oh, I'm destroying this person's reputation. I'm destroying what this person has built up. But they don't know that they're destroying themselves. Because guess what? As they keep telling people about you, as they keep giving people bad information about you, people see them for who they are. People know them for who they are. And so the ideal becomes, oh, if you are saying this about this person that you've been with for all these while, what more can I say, or what more will you not do? Should I find myself in the same situation? Should I find myself in the same scenario? Should I find myself in the same box with you? Right? That is what they'll be asking themselves. So you think you're doing that person a harm, you causing harm to that person, but you don't know you're causing your own harm. Opportunities get taken from you because you're not a person to be with. Doors get shut in your face because you've put all your cards out there. Things start to go left for you because nobody would want to associate with you anymore. You end up becoming lonely. You end up becoming bitter. You end up becoming sorrowful. Why? Because you thought you were doing that person. But let's flip it on the other side. The silent observer who did not say anything, the silent observer who did not open up his mouth to say anything, and yet was watching or was looking at what exactly you're doing, looking at how you handling things, looking at how you handling situations that goes on around you, or looking at where you carry yourself, and hasn't said anything to you, and you think that they're not smart enough, that they don't know what they're doing, that, oh, you have the upper hand, that, oh, I know everything about this person. That is where you think. You think they're not looking. The fact that they've not answered doesn't mean they're weak. The fact that they've not answered doesn't mean you got it all. It's only a matter of time. And you will realize how foolish you've been. You realize how you've destroyed your own self with your own hands. Be a silent observer. that not only know what is going on around them, but also holds the power, also holds the keys, also holds the answers. That doesn't mean that you end up being vindictive. Let's dwell on this for a bit. It doesn't mean that you end up or you become vindictive because this person has done that, done that. And so, oh, I'm going to use whatever information I have against them. No, it doesn't mean that person will become vindictive. No. It only gives that person a reason to move away from you, a reason to check and think twice on the things they let you in on the things they open up to you on the things they give you preview of on. Right? It only makes it that way. It only gives them the upper hand. So if they're sitting and everything that you're doing and you think that if I were in their shoes, I would have said something by now. No two people are the same. The way you choose to answer things is not the same way that person chooses to answer that same thing. He chose to be silent about the situation, about the confusion, about whatever is going on for a reason. Because he wants to learn his enemies. I said here some time back, or I wrote on my status some time back, I said, the battle you know to fight gives you the upper hand on the battlefield. Helps you understand and know which ammo to take, which forces to go with, which instrument to have on you. So it gives you the upper hand on how you want things to be done, how you want that situation to end, how you want that friendship to grow or to evolve. And so if I am quiet about something, it doesn't mean you have the upper hand. If I am silent about something, it doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. If I am silent about something, it only means I hold all the power. I hold all the cards. It means that I am working on me. It means that I'm working on a situation. It means that I'm working on something. It only means that it is only about a matter of time that everything will come together, that everything will align. Somebody will say, will align in pleasant places for me. So watch your back. If you're that person, silent observer will say this to you, watch your back. Because I'm watching, because I'm observing, because I am learning. I have become the student to learn, to observe, so I can take the necessary steps, so I can take the necessary decision, so I can take the necessary avenue. It doesn't mean I'm weak. Not every statement need an answer. Not every statement require you to waste your time to talk back at that person. Not every inquiry needs a response. I said here again, I said, sometimes certain people need just explanation. Certain people need just an answer. And certain people don't need or don't deserve your time at all. And so if they think that they don't know, if they think that you don't know exactly what is going on around you, if they think that, oh, everything that is going on, you have no preview of, you have no knowledge of, oh, They can steal from you. They can go ahead and rob you in daylight, broad daylight. They can go ahead and in our local language, right? Go ahead and add up to the price when it's this amount, right? So we add up to whatever it is. If it's 10 Ghana city, we say it's 20, right? So if you think that I'm not in preview of those, and you keep doing it, go ahead, right? It is only about a matter of time. I said, don't ever. So let's recap. Don't ever take somebody's silence as their weakness or as their ignorance. The fact that they are silent doesn't mean they're weak. They are observing how things work. They are observing how things roll. They are observing how you do things. Don't take somebody's kindness as their weakness. Don't take somebody's quietness as though they are stupid. Don't take somebody's silence as though they don't know what is going on. So I said, don't ever think that when someone is silent, they are weak. That when somebody is silent, they have no foreknowledge of what's going on. I'll be silent to gather momentum. I'll be silent to gather ammo. I'll be silent to gather resources. I'll be silent to observe and learn from my surroundings. I'll be silent in order to be self-aware of the situation I find myself in. Maybe I came into that situation blindly. Maybe I came into that situation with higher hopes. Maybe I came into that friendship with the hope that I will have, or you will have the same perception I have about you. Maybe I am silent because I came into that relationship thinking that you have my best interest at heart. Maybe I came into that thinking that I might learn a thing or two from you because you started the journey before I did. I am silent because I want to know who my real friends are. I want to know who my real acquaintances are. I want to know who really has my best interest at heart. I am silent and observant because I know for a fact that if I should say something now, I wouldn't be able to see the true picture of what is going on. Right? So if that person is sitting there and not responding, if that person is sitting there and keep smiling or keep going about their day normally, it doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing. It only means that they're wiser than you. Be wise. Be brave. Learn from what is going on around you by observing. Learn from what that person is saying by observing. Learn from what that person has put in front of you by observing. Let them hang themselves with their own rope. Let them hang themselves with their own words. It is only then that you will know who really is for you and who is against you. It is only then that you would understand that not everybody that smiles with you want the best for you. Not everybody that hail you want the best for you. Be wise enough. Be wise enough Be wise enough and learn from who you have around. Be wise enough and observe from within. Be wise enough and don't let them know what exactly you are doing. Be wise enough and observe silently. Pick nuggets from what is going on around you. Pick nugget from that situation. Pick resources from that thing that person think you're not watching, that fellow think you're not observing. Pick nugget from it. It is only then that you'll be able to know exactly what to do when the time comes for you to respond, when the time comes for you to say something, when the time comes for you to take action on what's going on. Once again, this is a Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda Akrofiaya. I am your host and founder of A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. Thank you all so much for joining me today. As I always say, even if I come here and whatever it is laid on my heart or it is given to me to share is for just one person, I have done my part. All right, let's share this out there to bless somebody. Let's share this out there to be inspiration to someone. As I said, you might be somebody's source of blessing. Don't be a blessing stopper. Share this video out. Let it go out there on platform, TikTok, Telegram, whatever. Share it out there. Somebody might be blessed. Somebody might need this word to change things around. Somebody might need this word to learn a thing or two. Be a silent observer and learn from within. Be a silent observer and become aware of your surroundings. Be a silent observer and get clarity, get insight of whatever is going on. Be a silent observer and clear that confusion that you might have. Be a silent observer and let your perception shift on certain things that you have pre-notioned on. Be a silent observer and let it help you become a wise or a better listener as we go on through the week, right? May we continue to learn to be a silent observer. May we continue to learn when to talk and when not to. May we continue to learn to seek clarity, to seek guidance, to seek self-awareness, other than letting people in only to shatter us, letting people in only to divert us, letting people in only to smear us in the mud. Let this gives us an opportunity to watch things unfold, to learn from it, to get information that we've been seeking all this while, to get answers that we've been seeking all this while, to get knowledge of what the situation is actually on ground in order to move. Let's keep this conversation going. Let us know what exactly you are doing to make you a silent observer. How has it helped you? How is it helping you? How can it help somebody else? Maybe you observed something that that person is doing, and when they found out you knew about it, the dynamics changed because they thought that you were going to answer or you were going to respond in a harsh manner or in a harshly way, right? But you went in and you said just the word. It's okay. As I said, on this platform, we work on ourselves. We've all been in situations where we didn't know and we've literally jumped into situations before they even unfold. And we end up regretting, right? We end up saying to ourselves, why did I respond this time? It is like that person that said bad thing about you, and then they ended up knowing that you've heard it, but yet you're not saying anything about it. So let me give you an example before I leave. At my job, we do things for people as either their birthdays or they have family event, marriage or whatever. And there was this time that one of us was going to get married. So we were doing the planner was doing a surprise baby shower, not baby shower, bridal shower for her. People were reluctant to do it. So I went to one of the colleagues and I said, hey, don't you think it's a good idea for all of us to chip in? And he said, oh, I don't have the time. I said, not in time, but in any way, shape, or form, right? He said, oh, I don't have the time to do anything. I left it like that. And all I said was, oh, it is good for all of us to chip in. And most of were contributing a certain amount, like $15 towards that. So I said, I think it's best for us to chip in. I left it like that. This fellow went ahead and reported me to our boss that I'm bullying her. How? How am I being a bully, right? I'm bullying her for telling her to chip in. So my boss called and said, hey, you got to be careful because this, and that. And I said, boss, I can tell you point blank, this wasn't how this whole thing happened. All I said was, I think it is good for everybody to chip in. And I left it like that. And she said, okay, but I just want you to be careful. I said, okay, yes, boss, I got you. Now, this person knows exactly, because her office is right by my boss's office, right? Knows exactly that I know exactly what she said. I know exactly what she's done. And she's hoping or thinking that I'm going to say anything harshly bad about. No, I haven't, right? I sent her email anyway, because we got to work together in a way. If I need stuff, I send email to her. If she needs stuff, she sent an email to me. But this is the thing. Anytime she meets me in person, it's like she doesn't know where to go, what to do. I said, in my language, or in our local dialect, they say, right? Hoping and thinking that I'm going to say something about whatever it was. I haven't, because I see it that it's not worth my time, number one. Number two, I don't also want the situation to go any further to get into something else, right? So I haven't said anything. But every time she sees me around, it's like going helter-skelter. This is how a silent observer makes people feel. This is how somebody who is observing silently, who has decided that whatever it is not worth my time. This is how they make people feel. You make them uncomfortable. So you being silent is making somebody uncomfortable. You being silent is giving somebody that torture. Even though you're not torturing them physically, but it's giving them the torture. It's making them feel uncomfortable, making them think, why is this person not responding to that thing that I did? Why is this person not responding to how I did this? Why is this person not saying this, saying that? This is what you got to do to your enemies. This is what you got to do to the people that think that they're bringing you down. This is what you got to do to them. Be a silent observer and allow them to hit on the wall themselves. They don't need you pushing them to hit the wall. They don't need you adding fuel to the already burning fire. All they need is your silence. So let's go out there this week and be a silent observer. Let's go out there this week and learn how we can use our silence as power for situations we find ourselves in, how we can use our silence as tool for how we can build up on ourselves. Because guess what? We don't have the time, right? We don't have the time to be sitting here and crying or thinking that this person is talking bad about me, talking bad about that, right? We'll go out there and be a silent observer. We'll go out there and learn to seek information from within, seek information from afar, seek information while still being awesome, while still being great, while still being free to live like a bird, right? Allowing those people that actually think they're causing us harm actually be in need of wanting why or asking why this person is not answering. Stay blessed. If you haven't followed us yet, please do. A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated here on Facebook and also on our website. I'll put it on here. www.adoei.org. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know how best we can support you. Let us know what you need us to change about this. Also, you know that this part, if I talk about it, I glow and I can talk day over it, right? Our social impact project is still coming on for next year's social impact project. We are hoping to do educational supplies to 1 or 2 schools in Ghana and even here that need our support. The kids that need our support, be it exercise book, be it pens, be it right educational material, anything educational wise, right? We need it. So be a support to us on our page. There is a donate button on there, or you can say, hey, I have this amount of books and I want to give it out to somebody who needs it, right? Let us know and we will appreciate you. We'll be glad to receive it. Also, if you are in any need or dying of any need, let us know. We'll do our best to support you. If we cannot support you, we will direct you to the right source to get support. Once again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda Akrofi-Aye, and I am your host and founder of A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. I love you all so much, to our viewers, and there is nothing you can do about it. As I always say, as you keep us going, may God keep you going. May God answer you in time of need. May He open the heavens unto you. And until, if you haven't turned the notification button on, please do. And until I come your way again next Saturday, stay blessed, stay safe, and let's keep this conversation going. I sign out and I salute you all. Have a blissful Saturday, a fruitful week ahead, and an awesome, 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 and a productive week ahead. Stay blessed.